bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your bush today.
The number of living hostages confirmed. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. For the first time, Hamas verifies there are 20 hostages still alive, but it's working on locating all the deceased ones. The Wall Street Journal reports Hamas sent that message to Israel via mediators today. Fox's Trey Yngstis in Tel Aviv says the hostage release is expected to begin tomorrow morning.
We know that standing behind President Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and his daughter, Ivanka Trump, were the families of these remaining hostages and some hostages who had been freed in previous agreements. Hostages are expected to be picked up by the Red Cross inside Gaza and then transferred to Israeli forces. Then they'll be reunited with family members and flown by helicopter to local hospitals for medical treatment. The hostages are set to be exchanged for nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. 142 of them are expected to be deported abroad, 100 released into the West Bank, 5 to East Jerusalem, and 3 to Gaza.
President Trump will address the Israeli Knesset tomorrow ahead of traveling to Egypt for the Gaza Peace Summit. And as that peace plan moves forward, Russia steps up attacks on Ukraine. It targeted the country's power grid overnight, part of an ongoing campaign to cripple Ukrainian energy infrastructure before winter. Moscow also expressing extreme concern over the U.S. possibility of providing Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine. A nor'easter is slamming the mid-Atlantic and Northeast as it moves north towards New England.
And we're going to see the potential of tidal flooding, coastal flooding in these back bays and these back streets communities that could rival Some of the worst that we've seen since Aaron, which was really only 2 months ago, right? And we saw tremendous flooding on the Jersey Shore.
America's listening to Fox News.
It's Will Kane Country. Watch it live at noon Eastern Monday through Thursday at foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss the show. Listen and follow the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
A second mass shooting in 2 days in the U.S. The latest happened early this morning on St. Helena's Island in South Carolina, where 4 people died at the scene and at least 20 were injured, some critically. Deputies say at least one shooter opened fire at Willie's Bar and Grill, where a large crowd had gathered yesterday. A mass shooting in Leyland, Mississippi left 4 dead. No arrest in either shooting. Vice President J.D. Vance warns there will be deeper cuts to the federal workforce the longer the government shutdown goes on. And that's adding to the uncertainty that hundreds of thousands are facing who are already furloughed without pay amid the stubborn stalemate in Congress. Also, Hollywood is mourning the death of Diane Keaton, who died suddenly yesterday at 79. Fox's William Lajeunesse takes a look at her storied career.
You know, those who worked with Keaton say she was as adorable, charming, and effortless on screen as off. She came to fame in the 70s, and over the next 6 decades, she won an Oscar, 2 Golden Globes, and 24 nominations in a range of roles, beginning with The Godfather. Well, then she joined Woody Allen in a series of hits, played against Sam, Sleeper, and the 77 comedy Annie Hall.
Grammy Hall? Yeah, my Grammy. What are you kidding? What'd you do, grow up in a Norman Rockwell painting?
She later tackled more complicated roles in Looking for Mr. Goodbar and Manhattan. Reactions in Hollywood include actor Ben Stiller calling Keaton an icon of style, humorous, comedy, brilliant, what a person. Viola Davis, you define womanhood. The pathos, humor, levity, your ever-present youthfulness and vulnerability. And finally, Beth Midler, she was hilarious, a complete original.
And Halloween spending is set to reach a record $13.1 billion this year. That's according to the National Retail Federation. Said that's about $101.5 billion more than last year. I'm Carmen Roberts. This is Fox News.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. Rhythm and soul in so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all around.
Marianas. Oh my goodness, it is Monday morning. The weekend is over. Well, not for everybody. There's a lot of people who do not have to go to work today because it is a holiday. Oh my goodness, this is exactly what we needed in Saipan. And hold on, it is a great one out there. So good news is that if you're in the private sector, it's a heck of a lot easier to get to work today. If you are in the public sector, it means that you get to celebrate Commonwealth Cultural Day today with everybody else, most of the people that you know. So it's going to be a good one today. So if you had a good late last night, awesome. I didn't. Mine was kind of so-so, but I'm able to not go to real work. I get to play with you guys all day today by getting you guys the news and doing our show this morning. We're going to have some guests come on today, too. I'm really excited about. We're going to hear a little bit about cybersecurity from the folks who take care of these things. They'll be in here in about 20 minutes from now, and should be a treat. And I learned a few things about cybersecurity over the weekend. I ended up having a teleconference with some folks who are helping me with the website and the search engine optimization and all that fun stuff. I learned a ton over the weekend. Also learned that we're still playing soccer, and I'll tell you what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon games on a Sunday when it feels like the surface of the sun is not the best way to go when you have 0 subs on your team. The other team had a massive advantage because they had 1 substitute available. But other than that, it's getting out there and running for a full game. It's a lot of fun. Any of that complaining about not getting enough playing time, that goes away when you're playing all the way in those hot days. It's good. It's good. It was a good game. We ended up playing the Old B Bank to a draw, and then celebrated promptly by hydrating with 12-ounce cans of goodness. We like to call it Pyre Gatorade. And then celebrated the birthday of our buddy, Yanni Burrell, from over there at the college. Yanni, I know it. We're having a little bit of fun this morning, so happy birthday to you. It was great. Man, just a small, get-together, not some big rager or something like that, but just some of the friends getting together after soccer and letting the kids run around. And, man, it was awesome. Just awesome. So some good German food last night, man. I'm telling you. It was like Tini and Oktoberfest all over again, where we ended up having some of the sausage, the cabbage, the potato salad, something going on with some onions that were amazing, something with the beets. Like, it was all amazing. And not to mention just being around a bunch of good people. So happy birthday, Yanni, and many more to you. Keep getting younger so that you can keep playing and we can keep living the dream, at least chasing the dream in the with the FA over there for soccer. It's good times, good times. All right, folks. Hey, we were telling you that traffic should be a lot easier today because there's less people out there on the roads. So let's go and take a look at that traffic and see what we can see out there on the mean streets of Saipan today. At a quick overhead view, it looks pretty amazing for 7:45 in the morning. Like if you look over there by where Chalmontesino Martinez meets Issa Drive, it is amazing. No traffic at all at Shell Dandan. Of course, nobody is trying to get to the home of the Canaries today. Beautiful holiday. People get to relax. Traffic looking good everywhere. There's a little bit of a holdup over at the pickleball courts / tennis courts by the hospital, but that's pretty good too. Even by Sotalore Laundry, it looks good. And you're making your way down on Middle Road. I mean, everything looks pretty good. There's just a little bit of a holdup over there by Bostonian Bakery at Quartermaster Road. Not sure what's going on, but it actually isn't that bad. Some folks over there by the intersection that matters at the place where connections matter at IT&E. People just slowing down to see if they can notice Paul Guerrero in the window and say, Paul, man, why do you look so good, dude? What kind of shampoo do you use? The man, the myth, he takes care of us, and we do our best to take care of the good folks over at IT&E because they're with us wherever we go, whatever we do. We're bolstered by Team Blue. All right, so that's what it looks like there. You don't have to deal with any traffic at all, by the way. If you just hop on The Blue Line with the good folks over at Transit CNMI. They get you everywhere that you need to go, from Coblerville to Toteville to Paseo, you name it, they've got it. You can get there. And it's only $2 to get anywhere you need to go. Unless, get this, if you are a student, a veteran, active duty military, Monopco, or if you have a disability, then it's only $1 to get you anywhere you need to go. They operate Monday through Friday, 6:30 in the morning to 8:30. But weekends and holidays, like today, 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. So plan accordingly. You got to pay an exact change also. You can give them a call at 236-2682, or you can even find out where the buses are, right to the minute, to the second. If you go on their website, which is transitcnmi.gov, that's where we can see right now there's a northbound bus that's heading up. Hey, good morning. Good morning. There's a northbound bus heading over there. It should be passing us here pretty soon, and on Beach Road. And then we got another southbound bus that's already all the way down there in Chalmpiao by Hopwood Middle School. So, and it's not because they're taking students. Don't worry about it. But that's a great deal over there, Transit CNMI. They've got great buses. They're clean, they're modern, they're comfy. And you know what else they have? Free Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi. I think the guys who just walked in the studio are like, oh my God, free Wi-Fi. They're here to talk about cybersecurity, but the good news is the folks over at Transit CNMI are worried about your security as you're driving, because when you're on Transit CNMI, it's illegal to look on your phone. You go for it. Open up your laptop, look at your phone, see what's going on. Watch our show. Check out our website, nminewsservice.com. You can do all that kind of stuff. But you don't have to worry about driving with Transit CNMI. Transit CNMI, getting where you need to go on the Blue Line. You know their award-winning transit system? True story. They are indeed. All right, folks. Well, let's getting into some of our headlines. We're going to have our guests come on here in about 12 minutes away. They're going to be popping on at the top of the hour, right after we get you the latest news update at the top of the hour. And we'll start talking to you a little bit about what's going on. We got a lot of sports updates, and it might be a pretty good time for us to get into the NFL, because if you weren't paying attention today, you missed out on some big action. So here we go. We started last week where all of a sudden, out of the blue, Scattaboo went all over the Eagles, 34-17, embarrassed them over there in the New Jersey Meadowlands. The Broncos and the Jets played a not very exciting looking game, 13-11 yesterday. And here's what we had today. The Seattle Seahawks go into Duval and they win 20-12. The Chargers knock off the Dolphins in Miami. Is it the last game for Mike Daniels? We're going to find out. 29-27. The Rams go into Baltimore and beat up on the battered Ravens 17-3. Cardinals losing in Indianapolis to the Colts 31-27. The Panthers win at home over the Cowboys. Oh my goodness. Jarrett, he might be flipping other birds. 30-27. The Saints losing at home to the Patriots. Drake May continues to look good. 25-19. The Steelers get a big win at home over the Browns, who no longer have Joe Flacco. So not a good start for those guys. 23-9. Raiders at home against the Titans right now. There's 7:09 left in the third quarter. They've got a 10-0 lead over the Titans. Looking pretty good. The 49ers, talk about people who are beat up and battered and just hanging on there, but somehow still looking good and strong. 49ers are trailing, but they've got the ball in Tampa. Buccaneers 20-13 with 2 seconds left in the half. We'll see if they can punch it in right before halftime. Joe Flacco playing against the Packers for the second time this season, for his second team this season. The Packers are up 10-0 at halftime. Bengals trying to find some offense because Brownie was not getting it done. All right, what's the late game? It's the Chiefs and the Lions. I want one of those teams to be in the Super Bowl, and I'll tell you, they don't have any red on their uniforms. The other team I want in the Super Bowl is playing tomorrow, Monday night. The Buffalo Bills against the Atlanta Falcons in Hotlanta. That's going to be Monday Night Football. You know what? There's a doubleheader too. What? I know they're doing that these days. It's pretty cool. Bears and Commanders in Washington tomorrow in the second game of the doubleheader. It's going to be a heck of a thing, and that's what's going on with your NFL so far today. Let's click in. Were they able to get over looking just to see if they could punch it in. No, they couldn't. They ended up kicking a field goal. Nope, they still have it. There's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Mac Jones is looking pretty good, by the way, for the 49ers. You know, a lot of people had written him off years ago, but he's looking pretty good. Worthy backup. He's 13-19 with 200 yards and 1 interception in the first half. Baker Mayfield, guy who's looking like he could be a MVP candidate this year. 10-15, 133 yards and a touchdown. And, man, I really thought I picked him in fantasy football. I don't know how I got outbid. I wasn't paying attention. Maybe that was while I was taking a sip of those frosty adult beverages. Possibly. All right, well, so 49ers, they end up kicking a field goal, 42-yarders, Pinheiro. So it is 16-20 at the half now. And that is where we stand. We'll give you an update later on those scores and all that other stuff. And, man, are you ready for baseball? I know, Louisa, you're talking about the local baseball, and our local baseball was outstanding. The pennant game that was pushed all the way to Friday, and it did not let anybody down. Here, let's let you guys see a little bit of it here as we get down to the end of the ball game. The A's and the Cardinals put on a stunner. Here you go. What, pal? Oh, no, wrong one. We don't have to put those on the Transit CNMI screen, although I'm sure you could have gotten a ride on Transit CNMI to get over there. Would have looked awesome. And let's see if I can't get myself out of the way. Right there's Tenorio's on the mound. Let's see. Let's fast forward just a little bit. 9-4 was the final. Cardinals over the A's. A's lost their first game of the season, so they both go 9-1. But the Cardinals going to win the pennant based on their head-to-head matchup. So it was a heck of a game, and the Cardinals, they always find a way to win. And I think the big secret is they've just got the most pitchers. And these games, that's it. A lot of teams can lean on their ace, and everybody's still young enough where they could throw till their arms fall off. But, man, that's the toughie, is that you've got to have a deep bullpen in this league. All right, guys. Hey, good morning to Dave Evangelista all the way over there in Tinian. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. He's on the YouTube channel. You're able to watch this on YouTube. You're able to watch this on Facebook. And you're able to watch this on our website, nminewsservice.com. That's right. You don't need to have social media to be able to watch us anymore. And also, if you are an advertiser, that's one extra place where people are going to be seeing your stuff. All right. You can also check out all the other folks in our comments who are there. Piling Gazetmo. I know he said 49ers are getting hammered by the Bucks, but hey, man, it's only a 4-point game, 16-20. There's a lot of game left to go. I would not write the 49ers off early. Bang, bang, Niners gang, right? Richard Lozama watching all the way out there in Tarzan City, California. You're all over the place. Good morning. You are a world traveler. Keep sending us those photos and letting us know where you're going. Great to see you guys. Tobot Castro, the man, the myth, the legend. Tint Man from Dan. He's the weatherman from Dan. And he just had his birthday. He just turned 26 years old. Tobot Castro, happy birthday, buddy. Way to go. I hope you had a great weekend, a pain-free weekend with everything that you got going on. You are the man, dude. We love you over here. And Attow up in Adam early this morning. Great to see you as well. Thanks for joining us again. It's always great to see you out here. One Hookug, thanks for tuning in. Great to see you too. Hey, oh my God, 608 in the house. Lesor. Good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Luisa Cabrera, man, if you guys love watching baseball, it's because of Luisa. It is. I'm telling you, she's up there. She's handling it down. She's got the camera angles. She's got the graphics. She's got the score. She's got everything. The only thing she doesn't have is $1 million because we can't afford to pay her as much as she's worth. She's just amazing. She's $1 million lady. And her husband, he's a good 50-cent umpire. No, kidding, Chuck. Chuck, you're one of the best. We love you out there, too. Thanks for being a great umpire for everybody out there at Saipan Baseball League. Caleb's out there. He's like, Mangi Marianas. Hey, good morning. Good to see you, too. Carmen, thanks for tuning in. Oh, yeah, great to see you guys. Thanks for joining us this morning. Francisco de Leon Guerrero, all the way from Guam. great. Say, hey, can't wait to see when you get here to Saipan and hear you and watch you feature some of your music in person in the studio. So let us know. Hopefully you can get down here sooner rather than later because people are ready to see you. All right, well, we're just a few minutes away from getting our guests in here, and we're going to get them set up. We'll take a little bit of a break for that. Not too much, but hey, speaking of baseball, let's get us a little update about who is going to be facing off in the ALCS and the NLCS.
Fox Sports Update.
The MLB playoffs giving us a winner-take-all Game 5 in the National League Division Series, with the Chicago Cubs taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, Milwaukee had the best regular season record in all of Major League Baseball, meaning they hosted this game. Important, since the home team had won every game so far in the series. Did it happen again? Well, we were all tied up at 1 in the bottom of the 4th, when Andrew Vaughn stepped up to the plate.
Vaughn with a drive, left field, pretty deep, this ball is gone! Andrew Vaughn has vaulted the Brewers into the lead in Game 5.
The call on TNT Sports, the Brewers would add an insurance run in the 7th as they take it 3-1, advancing to play the defending World Series champion LA Dodgers in the National League Championship Series. More baseball news, John Heyman of the New York Post reporting that the LA Angels could be landing a pretty big name to fill their managerial opening, future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols. Heyman says the 3-time MVP is the first choice for owner Arte Moreno, but that they still need to work out contract details. Pujols spent 10 of his 22 Major League seasons with the Angels.
It's Will Kane Country. Watch it live at noon Eastern Monday through Thursday at foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss the show. Listen and follow the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
In the NHL, the Florida Panthers are the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions and have reached the finals 3 years in a row. But Saturday, they did something that they didn't do any of those 3 years. Start the season with 3 straight wins.
Marchand is in to the backhand, and he scores! What a goal by Brad Marchand!
Courtesy of ESPN Plus, ironically, the last time that Florida won their first 3 games of the year was the 2021-22 season, which was also the last time they did not reach the Stanley Cup final. Meanwhile, there's only 8 drivers still alive in the race for the NASCAR Cup Series title with 4 races to go. And right now, it's Denny Hamlin at the top of the standings. Sunday at Las Vegas, he'll also be leading the field after qualifying first. You can listen to and follow the Fox Sports Podcast at foxsports.com or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Greg Thompson.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Wake up, sunshine, it's a brand new day. Brad's got the stories that'll light your way. Take a smile on his face, he's ready to share. Share. Good morning, Marianas. Feel the love in the air. Good morning, Marianas. Come join the fun. Together we'll shine like the morning sun.
With the waves crashing in, hear the ocean's call. Brad brings the news that connects us all. From the islands to the world, coast kind of wish. Good morning, Marianas, the best time of year.
Good morning, Marianas. Let's start the day. With laughter and stories. what may next.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. We are going to have a great time now. We were just talking with these guys about that music that you just heard, which is AI generated. And when our original theme song, I reached out on this platform called Fiverr, and Fiverr is a great way where you can reach out to all kinds of creative types who do all kinds of things. They made our logo. They made the logo for the show. They made the logo for the news service. They've made all kinds of stuff for me, including a theme song. And it's not just one person who can do a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of people out there who bid on getting your business to be creative. So that was years ago, and it was awesome. So I'm really happy I paid this guy to do it. I gave him some tips, some words, and all these things that I was hoping that he would work into it. I included a pronunciation guide so we can get all our island names right, all of this stuff. And it was great. It was awesome. And then I found AI music, and I'm like, you got to be kidding. This is ridiculous. Some of it is really good, like really sharp sounding. But the depths and the styles and all that stuff. I mean, you hear that one, the original one. Here, like I'll play just a couple of seconds that you've heard this a bunch of times.
As the day unfolds,
right?
with laughter and cheer,
this one was the same thing of AI. I put in like, hey, here's some of the basics. I got a music or a morning show called Good Morning Marianas. Oh, geez, hold on. It's called Good Morning Marianas. The host's name is Brad. It's out here in the islands, all that stuff. And then for a theme or a style, I'm looking for that 60s Motown sound. And that's what they gave me. And I'm like, holy smokes. Are you kidding? Is it that good? Well, that's stuff, you can do that stuff for free. You can upgrade and do premium stuff and all that, but they don't advertise on the show, so we're not talking about that. But either way, that's about being online and trying out all kinds of new things. But there are things out there online that aren't all that great, and these guys are here in studio with us to tell us about all those scary guys out there trying to get your information and all that stuff. So good morning, fellas. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning, Marianas.
Yes.
So quick introduction. I'm Dr. Lee Wag, and been in the industry, for a long time, about 30 years in IT, business, and education. So shout out to all my students out there. Actually been doing adjunct at NMC for about 13 years, so it's awesome. And we're here to talk about more stuff, but I'll turn it over to Jose.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Leewag. Yeah, Jose Padilla. I am currently a director of operations for Proofpoint. It's a cybersecurity company, a global cybersecurity company operating here in the Marianas. I come to the industry with 10 years of experience at this point.
Awesome.
It's incredible. Jose, you've been out here for a while now.
I've been out here since 2020, but I lived here before, back around 2009 or so when I first met you. I was out here for about 3 years initially, and then moved back to the U.S. and then came back to Saipan.
So great. I mean, I love it when people... so Saipan is such a cool place where, you get to know people who come into the island, but then you go away and you see them come back. It's like, yeah, we got one. Someone enjoyed this place enough to come back. And it stinks when you see a lot of people leaving, too.
Yes. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about and we'll be introducing. And by the way, actually, this month is called, October is Cybersecurity Month, and it happens every year now. So it's great, getting all that cyber awareness training that's important. It's not just about using technology, right? It's about knowing how to use it, of course, and also being safe out there. Like we were actually talking earlier about, it's kind of like an ocean, right? There's a lot of good fish out there, but there's also a lot of sharks. And actually, Jose was talking about, it's kind of like the Wild West, right? And
yeah, there's a lot of gunslingers out there. And now they don't need a gun, right? They just need a keyboard, right? So it's a scary, scary place.
A scary place. And then you know what? It's not just those our old perception of like hackers and stuff, somebody who lives in the basement of something, or they're just by themselves. Now it's like organized. So a lot of organized crime out there. And that's what we're going to talk about. But we're also going to talk about our organization. It's called ITAP. It's a long name, but you'll know what it's all about. But we also have an acronym for it. So it's Information and Telecommunications Association of the Pacific. So we cover the Pacific. So we're getting trying to get members getting involved, because it's more of like a digital ecosystem. Because there's a lot of people, different approaches, like training and stuff, or awareness training. We do cover that, but also eventually, once we get this whole networking going, trying to connect companies. And that's one of the things that we're talking. There's a lot of movement right now when it comes to, there was talk about an eco park coming here to the CNMI, and that's a really great idea for economic, to uplift the economy here in the CNMI. There's also talk about Google coming in. So nice, right? So and with all these talks too about problems with funding and all that stuff, it's really important that we have these ideas or these movement of different opportunities coming into CNMI. So and for us, one of the things that our goal is to prepare our community, and to have people trained and people certified and all that stuff, so we can handle all that stuff coming in.
For like a regular just computer guys like me, I that's probably even saying it too much. For regular people who use computers every day, I try to just feel safe and secure behind my security service. That's it. But I'm not the guy who's out there tracking all these new things that come up, and those constant we got pinged today by something, some kind of program was probing our security and all that. I'm so glad I'm not in there, because I get to sleep in ignorant bliss. But there's a lot of attacks out there, and so a lot of companies here were even the victims of some of these things.
Yes, definitely. Actually, you know what? We have a question for you.
Okay. What? Who was your best friend growing up? What was the name of your childhood pet?
Yes. Your mother's maiden name.
So what do you think is the cost of cybercrime in 2020? This is 2 years back. And what is the cost projected to reach annually in 2025? Give us a number. So cost of cybercrime.
All right, so it's too big of a number for me to really think of, but it's got to be in the billions. The one number I thought about throwing out there was like trillion. I'm like, oh, that number's so big, it can't be. So I'll just say billions, something in the billions.
Something in the billions. So you know what? In 2023, I'm following these guys who does market research. A lot of people I'll also reference them, like Google, these big names, and I've been following them since 2021, and back then, it was already around 6 trillion.
No way!
And it's been increasing by 15% every year. So at 2023, so you want to read that one?
Yeah. So just to break this down, in 2023, we said that was $8 trillion a year. The breakdown per month, $667 billion. Per week, $154 billion. Per day, $21.9 billion. Per hour, $913 million, $15.2 million a minute, and $255,000 a second, per second.
So what you're saying is I'm in the wrong business.
That's what we were just saying.
That's what we were saying earlier. Imagine that. So that's a massive thing. That's like pretty much combined, right, of global cybercrime. Mm-hmm. Like we were saying earlier, it's not just this one guy that's in a basement somewhere. Now it's like organized crime. Even in YouTube, you can see there's call centers geared towards trying to scam you.
Oh, right? Like those videos where they get.
Oh yeah,
I love those videos when they turn it around on them.
Yeah, and they have playbooks for it, and it's happening. You know what? And that's one of the things that we're kind of want to talk about is we're also going to have this in this coming Wednesday, which is October 15 at 10 a.m. We're going to have, we're going to go over to the Monomco Center.
Oh.
Yeah, so, talk about all these online cyber scams because, they need to be prepared. You know what? I don't think there's a whole lot of people reporting these things, especially here in NMI. because there's a really it's embarrassing. Sometimes you get scammed, or you get hit by these phishing emails.
Feel shame.
It is shameful, right? In a way, and you feel that way. But you know what? You're not alone. If you're out there, you're not alone. So we're here to talk about it. We have a website. It's ittap.org.
That sounds like a great song.
Yeah. So that's short for ITAP, and it's we wanna as people in cybersecurity, we see this every time. We see this in the news. We looking at the economics of it, right? It's actually the third largest economy now. Imagine that.
Behind U.S. and China.
Behind U.S. and China. So this is like the
economy.
Greatest transfer of economic wealth in history.
Wow.
Greatest transfer.
Well, it's a great looking website to start off.
Thank you.
So is that you guys designed all this, and it's a local number and everything here?
Yes.
I love this. If you got scammed, don't stay silent. Call us 235-ITAP 4827. Wow, that's wild. Have you had people reach out to you guys yet? Say, hey.
Oh, it's actually, this is our coming out, and it's perfect. And I'm really glad that you've invited us today and talk about it. And we actually, me and Jose, we like you were talking earlier. It's like way back. We were able to get we worked in a couple of projects, or a project before.
Yeah, back in PSS.
Back in PSS and way back. And then we got together about a year ago, and we were talking about that, about all these things, and we found out that we were both kind of working in cybersecurity. And, from there, we were talking, starting with that conversation. Now we, really want to help the community with all this stuff, because, you probably would, right now, if you think back, have you heard of like a family member getting scammed?
Not one of not one of mine personally, but I have heard people tell me about their family members directly here who have gotten scammed, and the most common ones for them were folks who got older, and they had those emails. Somebody, hey, I'm traveling. Two things. One was like Facebook Messenger stuff, like cloned accounts, saying, hey, I'm in the States. I can't, I lost my wallet or something. Can you transfer me some money? That was one. And another, two people who got swept up in one of those scams, one of those, hey, can you help us out? We're having a hard time out here. Through the glory of God, I found your email address, and all this stuff. And they started sending some money, and they sent some more. And they kept going because they thought they had this real relationship. Not even like a love-based relationship, but I mean just like they're trying to be good people and helping people out. Send thousands and thousands of dollars to these people overseas, and next thing you know, people are looking at their accounts like, where did it all go?
That's, we were joking just a minute ago about, hey, maybe we're in the wrong business, but that's exactly why we got together to build ITAP. Because we need people on the other side. We need people to be fighting those people that are trying to take things that aren't theirs and hiding behind their keyboards, because we want to feel safe behind our devices just as well, right? When we're behind our monitors, when we're behind our screens, right? Everyone deserves that.
Definitely. And that's why we're going over to the Monamco Center this coming Wednesday to talk about, cyber awareness and, all these cyber scams, because they are very vulnerable, especially, across even the demographics. For us in our generation, probably we've been, be used to all this technology. But these folks that are, elderly, some of them, they're called like digital immigrants, right? Kind of like us. We're kind of digital immigrants, and but for us, we grew up with this stuff. But for them, it was introduced to them later in life. Yep. So and it's becoming more complex. So the key thing is, like, if a child was scammed, or we got a phishing email and stuff, or a younger person, they don't have access to economics, right?
Right.
But for elderly, they have their retirement, they have their money, they have access to this stuff. And when they get fooled, man, we don't want to see that, where they're all their retirement, saving up all that time that they saved their whole lives. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. And then losing it in a minute or few minutes. So it's very heartbreaking, and we don't want to see that.
And there's no way, and the likelihood of getting that back, is like zero, right? I mean,
yes, it's almost, well, there has been some successes, but the percentages are not there. It's not. It's hard.
Yeah, and that's why it was a great idea. I think it was Dr. Lee Wag you had mentioned to put a number up there because it's important to report that stuff, right? The more reporting that we get, the more support you can get, but also the more sharing, and helps avoid attack maybe for your neighbor or for your grandmother or your parents.
Yes. So we wanted to talk a little bit more about our organization because we're here in the community locally, and we want to go ahead and expand and even talk to a lot of the IT professionals over here, so we can all help out and provide these talks, these digital awareness, not just to our kids but also to our other people in the community. But because there's a lot of movement, like for example, we did have that. Fiber optic stuff that came in, so we're building all this access. We're getting devices left and right, and that's what we call an attack surface. And the more attack surface you have, the more chances you may get hit. And for you, awareness is very important to be the human firewall for us, because no matter how sophisticated a system is, if you are someone who can control a lot of that system or have the authority to do that, and you click that link, or you get some kind of malware, you're letting these people in, no matter how sophisticated it is. So a human firewall, awareness, training, and all that stuff is very important.
It's like your critical thinking, but specifically for this kind of stuff, to know what you're going at even before you do it. By the way, when I was with the military as a civilian, they told us, like, hey, you got to wipe your phone whenever you go anywhere. They said as soon as you touch down in a different country, if your phone is there, you're going to have to wipe it when you get back, because you got to consider it compromised.
Yes. Like going into like hotels, there could be, and not all countries have these privacy protection or security, being able to, some of them actually kind of look through, even through telecommunications, they can see the communications that are going through. So so even there's a lot of threat actors out there, even for people who have sensitive information. You have to be very careful, like going into a hotel, even putting into the safe. You never know, right? And there's a lot of different kinds of threats out there, and then, of course, there's more sophisticated threats. But for our community, I think general awareness and some cybersecurity stuff it's going to be good for you.
That's awesome. The little messages, you get those emails that just have a link or an attachment. Right. You think it's trusted. So, you talk about like people feeling ashamed about it and everything. I had a good friend who lived out here for a long time. She ended up moving away, but she wrote a book, and she also she made this post about, she's like, hey, I grew up with technology. I know my stuff. Everything's great. Someone reached out to me on LinkedIn about doing some work, some legal work and all this other stuff. Hey, I'm putting together this company. Can you help me with this? Are you interested? Yeah, I'm totally interested. Worked so hard on a couple of projects and all that, only to find out, she did all that work for nothing for somebody online, right? And so, and at least she just did work for free, as opposed to losing that economic access to her accounts or her savings, any of that kind of stuff. But like, that's to say that even sharp folks can get
100%, right? And all of us are vulnerable, and I think that's the biggest takeaway when it comes to cybersecurity is no one is 100% covered, and that's why we need to be more aware about the threats that are around us, because they're continually emerging, they're continuing to get better and better, and they're trying to be shifty and change their tactics. And again, the more we talk about it, the better off we'll be as a community.
Absolutely.
Now, is picking up on accents, is that a defense mechanism?
Could be, yeah. Because like I said, there was like call centers out there. That could be a thing. And then also, if you search through Facebook, there's stuff. There's a lot of different things. They could be like calling you about Social Security. There's a lot of different strategies out there, especially with social engineering. Mm-hmm. You know what? For us IT folks, we learn about all this stuff, and you know what? one of the quickest way to breach a system or to compromise you is through social engineering. It's to actually use psychology and all these things about human behavior to get your information. So, yep.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the problem, right? Not necessarily the technology. It's me being potentially manipulated. And again, we're all vulnerable, no matter how seasoned you are as a cybersecurity professional, or if you're just picking up a phone for the first time. We're all very vulnerable.
Wow. Well, so tell me more about how you're going to do this. How are you networking with folks now, and how are you getting the word out? Coming here is one of them, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So, who are some of the folks that you're looking to help aside from the Minopco Center? I mean, it sounds like you're looking for a pretty broad reach for a lot of folks all over.
Yes. So we're talking about going to the community. Actually, I'm also a volunteer. I'm certified in cybersecurity and IC squared. So I've done a few of them in schools, and Saipan Southern and all the other schools. But we have to go out there, different demographics. We have to go there, and also to recruit a lot of the IT professionals out there. Also, just because you're in IT doesn't mean you're seasoned in cybersecurity. It's kind of like a specialized field. But as we go along, we're trying to get the word across, not just to IT professionals, even government. Because actually, the composition of our organization right now covers both government, private sector, higher ed, and also K-12.
Wow, that's great. That's really great. I can imagine it's a broad thing. You get everybody together, and you guys can talk about some of the threats that are happening, ways to combat them, things, a heads up. But just an association of folks who are just cybersecurity minded. I think that's got to be.
Yeah, professional networking too, I think is going to be one of the big benefits here. We were talking yesterday, and I was like, I sort of envision it a bit as the Chamber of Commerce here locally, but for IT, right? Connecting local professionals, local businesses, talking about the impact of IT in the news and how it impacts us here locally, right? Because what happens globally is definitely now impacting us here locally.
Are you guys going to be branching out to the folks in Guam? Do they have something?
Oh, definitely.
Similar over there?
Yes. They do. I even have contacts in American Samoa. A lot of it is also equipping our IT professionals across the Pacific, training, and certification is also very good, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of training. Reaching out to the community, it's best to have these industry standard certifications to kind of validate what you're sharing out there.
So who should be reaching out to you guys now to be a part of this?
Just broadly, anyone. If you're interested in learning about how to be safe, if you're interested in IT opportunities, career opportunities, if you're just interested in training and development, or if you have questions in general, right?
Yeah. So we use a lot of the, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of resources out there, and we have because we are in the industry, so we're able to get all these resources from the government, from private sector, to actually share. It's education. This is, there's a lot of free stuff out there, but sometimes we kind of overlook it. But sometimes we get distracted with YouTube videos and cat videos. But there's also a lot of stuff, information out there where we could go, oh yeah, I can use this to stay safe online.
That's awesome. Cat videos. You killed me with that one. That was great. So again, super important. What are you able to give out? Maybe a couple of tips that anybody can use if they walk away from watching this episode and all this other stuff. What's something that anyone could do to help them with their cybersecurity profile?
Oh yes. So be healthy skepticism. That's the main thing. If you feel like it's kind of off, then you probably sometimes these cyber scammers, they want to single you out and they want to work you. But if you're in a community and you ask people, hey, does this sound right? Does this sound right to you? You can get information about it, right? And then you can kind of red flag it, and then go, okay, this doesn't feel right, because sometimes there's a lot of they call it spoofing. We're basically making it look like it's authentic, right? Whether it's email, whether it's somebody else, somebody
Especially
took
with
over
AI.
somebody's Facebook account, and you know what? It's just getting worse. You know why? Because of AI too. They can craft better and better phishing emails, and it would look
More
legitimate.
authentic.
Yeah. So there's
The
also
grammar will be proper.
How about the voice?
Grammar will be
right?
proper.
Oh, that's my grandchild calling me, right? Right.
Yes, deep fakes.
Yeah, deep fakes.
So, it's not only like in email or in social media. Somebody could be calling you and it sounds like a family member, right? So there's tips out there about that. So you can actually find out if that is the person you have. There's actually currently a news, or the maybe about a year ago, where this mom got a call. She got a call and go, oh yeah, we're holding your daughter hostage.
Whoa.
And then it was like she was starting to panic, and then finding out later on that her daughter is upstairs, right? And they were like telling me, if you don't give us the money, or maybe it's either in gift cards or in Bitcoin, and then they can go, if you don't give us the money, we're gonna do some bad stuff.
And that right there is a telltale sign of a threat actor trying to put you in a panic, trying to throw you off balance, right? And right there, then you're off your judgment and not able to make, at that point, you're vulnerable and not able to make really good determinations.
There's that kind of scare, instant scare or the emergency, those kind of things. They don't want you to think, and that's the thing. We have a healthy skepticism, so you can actually think it through, right? But there's also other ways, like for example, consensus or liking, and they want to build a relationship first. They want to build a relationship and then get you, but also get out, right? So you have to be careful with that. So you have to, especially when you have social media and people you talk with in social media, kind of verify, especially if they're going, oh yeah, I need this money right away and stuff. You know what? Don't communicate back to that. We call it channels. So you have a Facebook channel. Somebody communicates to you via that, and then you know what? Give them a call. Give that person a call. That's why sometimes for me in Facebook, I don't just friend just anybody. If I could verify that person and they're trying to befriend me, and that's when I accept their friendship, because anybody can be compromised. Even somebody who's like, if they have a compromised device, that person's account could have been taken over.
Yeah, you know what? That reminded me. Like, I have received a lot of messages. It's been a long time now, but those messages like, "Hey, can you help me out?" or something like that. When it wasn't really that person. I just remembered that, and I would try to extend the conversation because, I know that this is all right. So, tell me more. It's like, oh, that sounds terrible. Oh yeah, just see how detailed they're gonna go, and all that. And I like to have fun with it, right? But I have luckily never got into that. That thing with the mom with the daughter though reminded me of that's when you need to use computers to your benefit so you can have a little bit of fun with them. Well, let's see if you're going to be able to hear it.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want.
Can you hear it?
If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have, I have a very particular set of skills.
It's
I've acquired over a very long career.
too quiet for you.
Like me, a nightmare for people like you.
It's the clip from Taken. It's like,
That famous how any dad would respond if he got that phone call, right?
I don't have
a
money.
particular set of skills.
Yes, exactly. So that was great.
Awesome.
But yeah, that would be nice to have handy on your phone, so you could just fire that off. Probably not going to be a good idea, but anyway, it was fun for me in the moment. So just being smart about it, and then if something does happen, don't be afraid to tell people about it, right? Don't feel that shame and all that other stuff. Like, this stuff happens. You would be the victim, right? You can't be the one who feels bad. So what happens if somebody does get scammed online and they give you a call? What happens? You said you can help them report it?
There are some resources out there that you can. There's links and of course, legitimate links links out there with government agencies that you could get a hold of and report it. Hopefully, they'll have the all the information. So try to collect as much information as you can, and then so we have enough sufficient evidence to report it.
That's awesome. So what else?
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have our talk at the Menomco, and then we'll also try to get more. Oh yeah. By the way, it's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so we're gonna have a booth over at the. I believe it's that airport field, and and so we're gonna be there too. So if there is anybody out there that's gonna be in that event, you can just approach us there.
And much more to come from ITAP when it comes to looking at training opportunities, professional networking for IT professionals. So more and more to come. Stay plugged into our website, and we at this point, like we said, this is our coming out party, right? We still have to go out there on social media, so we'll get connected out on socials, so that way we can start building our community.
That's just awesome. All right, now how about accepting cookies? Should you be doing that?
As minimum as possible.
I'm looking at your website.
There's only one option.
There's one option. Just accept it.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at that. That's a good call out. Yeah.
We're not trying to market, stuff. So it's just for your purpose of your. Usually it's a user thing, so that it's user preferences. So minimum amount of cookies as possible. That's best.
That's it. So that's a tip. I'm joking about the site, but but that is a good thing. So like I do the same thing. Like when I reject all or like the minimum, just so you can still do what you want to do on the site and all that stuff. Anything else that could help somebody? Like one quick tip that somebody else could pull away from this and be more cyber secure?
Oh yes. Actually, we kind of touched on it before, where try. There's a lot of stigma to it. So especially if you are also in IT, right? So you're not alone. I just want to reach out there. You're not alone. There's a lot of people getting scammed left and right. This is not just like one incident. It's like a whole industry. Like we said, this is like the greatest transfer of wealth in history.
Trillions of dollars. And then it's increasing every year, so it's like exponentially larger than the damage inflicted from natural disasters in a year. Wow.
Imagine that. And then it's more profitable than the global trade of all illegal drugs combined.
Wow. So it's terrible. I don't know how they can get away with it. I don't know how. I mean, because it crosses countries and continents.
Yes.
That's got to be the thing.
It's in Europe. It's in Asia. It's and it's actually, you were talking about these cyber scam centers being raided and stuff, and that's the thing. It's a global problem because it's getting people. I mean, we enjoy our digital. Our ability to do all this stuff, right? But this is kind of making things really, really dangerous too. So it's up to us to, at this point, to be aware, to be safe, so that we can continue to use, the internet, continue to use it in business, continue to use it in different commercial stuff. So that's
the more promoters are good, the more safe we'll be out there, right? So if you literally have a side you could choose on, right? You could choose the dark or you could choose the light, right? We need a lot more people on the light if we want to be safe and trust our ability to connect online.
Awesome. So real quick, password should not be password.
Yeah. That's what they call it. There's like a rainbow list out there where all the most common passwords, and they also have like these software, online software, where they could like really either brute force an account.
Wow.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but it was infamous that Forrest Gump's password was released out there actually. It was 1 Forest 1.
Password
1.
Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, not a good password.
I never do
definitely.
that. I do it the other way. 87655.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. Passphrases are great. There's what we call salting, where basically you put like these special characters on there. But the longer your password is, the better. You know, it's good to do that. And you know, our minds are made to kind of make sense of things. When we do too much of the 4-star, pound, whatever it is, or hashtag, what happens? And usually in organizations, right, they want to make you change your password all the time. What happens if it's a really difficult password? Just a quick question there. What happens if very difficult password? What
You
typically
forget it.
you forget, right? You forget. So what typically people do is, oh yeah, this is a nice password, and I typically forget. So you know what? I'm gonna reuse it, and that's a very dangerous thing. And you can hear it on the news right now, where there's like data breaches and all that stuff. Once they get that information from one side on one account,
Try to plug it
they're
up
gonna
again.
try to do it, and like they're just gonna profile it. And you know what? And also in social media, they can profile you. They can go, oh yeah, maybe this guy has like an Amazon account. He looks like a shopper to me, right? And then they use that whether it's if there was a breach and your email address was taken or your password is taken, so they can just use the same credentials and go to those accounts and then lock you out of it. And of course, these accounts, like if you're an Amazon account, you have your, credit card information in there. They got it, right? So
Wow.
yeah, that's a lot of different things like passwords, a lot of the spoofing stuff, what they scammers do. And you know what? There's so many different kinds of phishing. There's phishing. The phishing emails is the most common one, right? But there's a lot of different kinds. There's also vishing, which is voicemail. Smishing, which is SMS.
Wait. Who still uses their voicemail? I want to know. I have not.
On occasion.
Really? I have not checked a voicemail account since I worked for IT&E, and I left there in 2014. Like, no voicemails at all. Like, at all.
To be honest, most of them are butt dials. You just hear the phone scruffling in the pocket.
I literally don't even know how to check my voicemail. So if anyone sends me a voicemail message, like my voicemail message might say, "Hi, you reached the phone of Brad Rosal, the marketing coordinator for IT&E." I mean, it might say that. It might still say that.
I think it's like mostly we're always connected now, right? Before the voicemail was a common because you either you don't have a mobile phone or back then, remember those phones where it's like a backpack?
That predates me a little bit. I've seen those.
Or even the big ones that are looking like a brick.
How about the pager? You guys remember the pager?
Or pagers, yeah.
I remember pagers. In fact, pagers were big when I first got out here too. Saipan Cell. People had their Saipan Cell pagers and all that stuff. That was hilarious.
That's a throwback.
The codes. What does this code mean? Ooh.
Oh yeah, you flip your pager around or you say hello.
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 3 something. Yeah, so we're so nowadays everything is so ingrained in technology, and then and we're just getting it's just going on and on and on. Like you said earlier, AI is getting you're using a lot of stuff in AI now. People are consuming a lot of this stuff. That's why there's a lot of investment when it comes to AI. So many different kinds of providers. Companies are like putting in millions and billions of dollars just to develop these systems. And you know what? It's enabling people, but it's also could be used in bad stuff, enabling others, like making better phishing emails or even deep fakes, all this stuff to con people.
Yeah, I am not a criminal yet.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
But the idea of it just never seemed to make any sense because it's all digital. You could follow all of it, like where it's going, what account it's going to, and all that stuff. I'm not telling you to break it down. How do they get away with it? But I mean, I think that it's just because of the different countries and trying to coordinate law enforcement. Interpol probably a big part of it. FBI going after folks or something. Like, I just can't imagine how anyone would try to do that stuff so brazenly. And maybe it's apathy by the people or the shame of the people who get scammed right? By like, it was only $50, or I don't want to tell anybody. My kids are going to think I'm so stupid.
That's exactly it. Yep, that's exactly.
But the nice thing now is, before I've been in the IT industry for quite a bit now, decades. So way back when, it's just like there's like this movement of trying to get access and getting, having all this digital products available for everybody. That what they call digital divide. So now it's like we need to focus on digital equity, not just having the device, but also knowing about it, being safe on it, because there's so much stuff out there.
With great power.
With great power,
comes great responsibility, right?
Great power comes with great responsibility.
All right, guys. 8383. All right. So, is there anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up a little bit?
Yeah. So, just stay safe out there, and there's resources, and we're trying to get this organization together. Getting more members basically, and then connecting with people in the industry. We're trying to see. We want to develop the ecosystem, not just digital equity. The digital equity, because there's a lot of digital divide. Actually, digital equity addresses the digital divide. Those who don't have the information or the devices or access to the internet. And we're having a lot of that, right? With this fiber optics, fiber optic to the home.
Yeah,
it's coming, brother. So and then we're gonna have faster and faster communication with all this stuff, and hopefully cheaper services when it comes to internet and faster internet. Imagine those times before where it's like the dial-up pseudocode.
Mom, get off the phone.
And you're like so into the content you're looking at. Somebody picks up the phone and it cuts the connection. So now we have megabits and megabits of speed because we're consuming a lot of content.
We got the fiber connection up there.
That's right. And you know what's coming? That's why they were doing training in the government just a few months back, and a lot of people got graduated from doing fiber optics because there's a movement to get that all into the home, and then we're gonna have faster and faster speeds.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome, but also it's gonna be faster too. If there's some kind of cybercrime gonna happen, it's gonna be in seconds.
And I would just add, thanks for having us on. Again, this was us coming out, and there's a lot more to come from ITAP. Maybe we can come back sometime.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I got to get you guys my fancy cards.
Fancy cards, awesome.
And amazing cards, some of the best cards. People are saying it. American cards. I've got those for you. So, but we'll take a break. I'd love to have you guys come back on and give us regular updates. Keep us smart on these things.
Absolutely.
And find us and let us know more ways that we can get involved with you guys, so that we can stay on top of everything too.
That's fun.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. I saw you pumping your hand for a couple of those scores. You're a football fan. Who's your team?
Yeah, fantasy. You're naming off some of the players. So like DK had a good day. Scatterbro, right?
Yeah.
And my Raiders, they were looking like they were going to win, but I don't hold too much faith in those guys.
Well, I'm more on pickleball, so you covered that pickleball stuff too, right?
Pickleball's awesome.
Right?
I'll tell you, I've only played it once, so it's not enough. But when I go out there, I think the best thing about the pickleball is the community. It seems like everybody is really supportive. They have a good time out there. There's a couple people who get a little oba when it comes to competition, but outside of them, I think it looks like a lot of fun.
Fun is like a social component to it. So that it's building up here in the CNMI, and even I'm kind of thinking maybe we should have some kind of tourism for that. Build
That's
up.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. So invite people to come in, and if we have more courts over here, professional courts, and we can have all these pickleball players. So that's actually a good idea.
Picklepalooza.
Picklepalooza.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. Well, that's what we've got for these guys. You can check out their website. It is ittap.org. We had it up on the screen for a while. You guys can check it out. And remember, if you get scammed online, you can give them a call at 235-ITAP. That's 235-4827. And check them out. This is the big coming out party. They're just launching, and they're going to be out and about in the community here for all these different events. So, and Monopco on Wednesday. So if you got folks who, if you go to the Monopco Center or you are thinking about going to the Monopco Center Wednesday, it's probably a good day to go. Well, what time are you guys heading over there?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. So there you go. So get your folks out there or get yourself out there.
Yeah, come on
check
down.
it out and enjoy that. So, man, thanks so much for being out with us today.
Yeah,
This
thank
is
you,
really
Brett.
great. All right, folks. While we're doing all these updates, we do have new sports updates, and we'll get those to you. So let's do this. Let me get a real quick refresh. And
those Raiders still winning?
Oh, yeah. Here, we'll tell you about that at the break. Let's get some tissues. All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah, man, go for it. Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
deal ending the Israel-Hamas war will soon be signed. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. President Trump is on his way to the Mideast for the signing of a peace agreement that will bring the remaining Israeli hostages home after 2 years in Hamas captivity.
This is a very special event. They had 500,000 people yesterday and today in Israel, and also the Muslim and Arab countries are all cheering. Everybody's cheering at one time. That's never happened before.
Fox's Trey Yingst has more.
Overnight, hundreds of thousands of Israelis gathered here in Hostages Square for what they hope will be their final rally, with the families of those expected to be released by Hamas standing behind them and many former hostages. Anticipation is high in these final hours. The hostages are expected to be picked up by the Red Cross inside Gaza and then transferred to Israeli forces. Then they'll be reunited with family members and flown by helicopter to local hospitals for medical treatment. The hostages are set to be exchanged for nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. 142 of them are likely to be deported abroad, 100 released into the West Bank, 5 to East Jerusalem, and 3 to Gaza.
The hostages could be released this week. A state of emergency in effect for New Jersey as a nor'easter hammers the East Coast. Several airports in the Northeast are dealing with ground stops issued by the FAA today due to poor weather conditions being produced by that nor'easter. The restrictions have been affecting flights arriving into Washington, D.C., Newark, Kennedy International Airport, LaGuardia Airport, Philadelphia International, and Boston Logan. The ground stops have been running from 20 to 70 minutes long. The disruptions are expected to be done by around 11 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Travelers are encouraged to check their flight status with airlines before heading to the airport. America's listening to Fox News.
It's Will Kane Country. Watch it live at noon Eastern Monday through Thursday at foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss the show. Listen and follow the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
President Trump appears to be reaching out to China after threatening to impose a new massive tariff on Chinese goods. Fox's Jill Nato with details.
President Trump was outraged this past week when China imposed tight export controls on its rare earth minerals. Rare earths are needed for tech ranging from cell phones to cars. Vice President J.D. Vance told Fox.
They basically, not just with the United States, but with the entire world, threatened to completely cut off trade for critical resources, critical minerals, things that all of us rely on.
So President Trump said the U.S. would be charging a new 100% tariff on China in November. But the president posted on Truth Social Sunday, "Don't worry about China. It will all be fine. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment." Trump went on to say the USA wants to help China, not hurt it. In Washington, Jill Nato, Fox News.
France's newly reappointed Prime Minister, Sébastien Lecornu, named a new government today as he faces pressure to urgently produce a budget and quell political turmoil that is scarring business and staining the country's image. The cabinet includes several members who served in previous governments, from President Emmanuel Macron's centrist camp and allied conservatives, as well as a few people from outside the political circle. It's unclear how long the new term will last. Macron, whose term runs to 2027, lacks a majority in the deeply fractured parliament. Opposition leaders have called for new elections or his resignation. Heavy rains in Mexico have set off floods and landslides, killing at least 41. Across the Gulf Coast, more than 16,000 homes were damaged. Countrywide, 320,000 users were affected by power outages caused by the torrential rains. Authorities attributing the deadly downpours to tropical storms. I'm Kathleen Maloney. This is Fox News.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at NMICrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
from Saipan to Teeny and feel the glow. We've got the stories you wanna know. The palm trees sway, the traffic's light. Sunrise news, we're feeling right. Tune in now, don't miss your chance. Start your day with Island Dance. And good morning. Good morning, Marianas.
All right, good morning, Marianas. It is 8:56 a.m. here on Monday morning. It is Cultural Day in the Marianas. That's right. We are in holiday mode. We're still in here, so don't worry. You're safe. You're totally safe. But it's Commonwealth Cultural Day, and this is Cultural Heritage Month here in the CNMI. We just found out it's also Cyber Security Awareness Month, and it's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. There's a lot of awarenesses going on right now, and it was great. But today's the best kind of day because it's one of those days where you get to stay home and enjoy it, especially if you're on the government side here in the Marianas. It's a gorgeous day outside right now. Can you believe it? For a Monday, after having like a rock star amazing weekend, we're having another one today. Now it's telling us that we're getting some light rain. Certainly don't see it out there, but looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms, scattered showers throughout the day, partly sunny skies, high near 88. The wind's going to be picking up 13 to 15 miles per hour, 30% chance of rain today. Looks like we got a chance of rain today as well and tonight, and that is interesting because that means we've got some baseball on tap for the weekend or for the week ahead as well. We've got playoffs. Yeah, we've got playoffs here in the Marianas. And we are looking forward to that. Starting today, the A's are playing the Blue Jays. The Athletics finishing second on the season by virtue of that head-to-head with the Cardinals on Friday. So the Blue Jays and the A's playing tonight. Tomorrow, Cardinals and the Natives. That's the 1 seed against the 8 seed. Wednesday, we got the Padres against the Bears. CK in the house. Thursday, it's going to be the Bandits against the Falcons, and Friday is reserved as a makeup day. That's what's going on for baseball this week with the Saipan Baseball League. Playoffs, it's exciting times now, and we want to make sure that we can get all of that to you. And if you're really happy about it, go give Luisa Cabrera a high five and tell her how awesome she is, because she absolutely is, and we couldn't do it without her. Not at all. All right, guys. Well, it is just about 9 o'clock, so we'll get you a real quick look at traffic while we're at it, while we're still here, and make sure that you get out in style. We got a lot of catch up to do from everything that happened over the weekend. So let's get you some traffic, and then we're going to get out of here. If you guys have any other thoughts or any questions, you guys can give us a ring too. But first, traffic. There we go. This is what you're looking at right now when you're out there trying to get to where you need to go. A couple of hot spots out there, but not too bad. One of the perennial tough spots looks like it's in play right now as well over there by Shell Dandan. Folks in every direction trying to figure out what they're going to do while they're waiting at that light. It happens a lot. It's nothing new. Don't get too crazy. But because it is a Monday holiday, it's not too bad at all. The biggest delay is over there on Middle Road for folks that are heading southbound, coming from Garapan and making their way downtown. I got to think it fast and heading homebound. What are the lyrics? I can't remember. Anyway, that's the big slowdown spot. But again, it's an easy day because most people are off today. Schools are closed. Government offices are closed. So the main thing is when you're out there on the beaches, make sure that you're cleaning up after yourself. Take your trash with you. And also drive safe when you're out there. In fact, if you're worried about what you're going to be able to do while you're driving, don't worry about it at all. Just hop on the Blue Line with Transit CNMI and you're going to be good to go. Transit CNMI taking care of you all the way from NMC to Kobler to the Paseo. And it's only $2 to get anywhere you need to go. $1 if you're a student, a veteran, active duty military, senior citizen, or someone with disabilities. Only $1. They're open to transport you wherever you need to go, 6:30 to 8:30, Monday through Friday. Weekends and holidays, that's today, 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. And you got to pay an exact change. So don't go out there looking to get some change back. They're not going to do that. They're just going to get you where you need to go. Give them a call at 236-2682 for more information, or visit any of their social channels at Transit CNMI. You can also check out their website at transit.cnmi.gov and find out where they are and where they can get you. Transit CNMI on the line that is blue. That's right. They're going to be expanding service all throughout the Marianas, and they are just outstanding. I love it. That's got to be one of the most exciting organizations to be a part of, because they have so much growth ahead of them. They're not shrinking at all. They are just expanding all their lines. They're learning a lot about scheduling with their drivers, what it takes on the road, and then they're going to be building shelters at their bus stop areas, so you're not going to have to wait in the rain or anything like that. But first, they have to make sure if those are the right spots and the right stops, and they're doing a great job with it. So I love it. I love these guys, and you should too. So Transit CNMI, get on there, take advantage of this great public transportation that we have in Saipan. I mean, it's something that we're not used to, and it's just an opportunity for us to really get down and enjoy it. Well, that's just about it for today, folks, because like I said, we got a lot of catch up to do over the weekend and prep to do for this week. So much to do. We'll get you on here with another sports update. And I want to say thanks to you guys for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying your cultural day. And we're going to do that too, because that's what we want to do. We want to be out there at the beaches and hanging out with family and all that stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in a little bit.
Fox Sports Update.
Let's begin with college football. Penn State in the market for a new head coach. That after this.
On a 4th and 3, he takes off. Here's pumped short. Northwestern gets there again. Aiden Hubbard with a 4th down stand.
That was Fox Sports on the call. Northwestern pulls the upset on the Nittany Lions. James Franklin has been fired as head coach at Penn State after 12 seasons in Happy Valley. The buyout, get this, will cost the school almost $50 million. Also, Oregon State has fired head coach Trent Bray in the wake of an 0-7 start. It's the worst start for the Beavers since 1991, when they started 0-10. From the NFL, a busy Week 6 got underway in London. The winless Jets remain winless.
It's Will Kane Country. Watch it live at noon Eastern, Monday through Thursday at foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss the show. Listen and follow the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
They fall to the Broncos 13-11. Elsewhere, Panthers with a late kick to defeat the Cowboys 30-27. Chargers over the Dolphins 29-27. Colts win their 5th game of the season. They defeat the Cardinals 31-27. Rams over the Ravens 17-3. Steelers easily over the Browns 23-9. Patriots take out the Saints 25-19. And the Seahawks handle the Jaguars 20-12. Baseball, we've reached the Final Four as the championship series get ready to begin. Up first, the American League. Blue Jays and Mariners in Game 1 from Toronto. Gossman and Miller are the starters. The Jays will remain without shortstop Bo Bichette on the ALCS roster. Golf, Xander Schauffele wins the Bay Current Classic from Japan. It's his first win since last summer's Open Championship. It's Game On with the Fox Sports app, available wherever you download apps. I'm Jay Berman.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements.
Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.